dehydrated foods they have to offer. Watch the free videos, look at their online catalog, or give them a call at 1-800-409-5633. Again, 800-409-5633, or on the web at efoodsdirect.com. Take action today. The first step is getting storable food. This is Alex Jones, and I want to tell you again about a company that has supported us in the truth movement for years. Inner Health Botanicals. This company produces the highest quality superfood around, called Inner Food. My wife just loves the stuff. And now the health ranger, Mike Adams, has awarded Inner Food his Editor's Choice Award for Best Superfood of 2009. Inner Food is loaded with 20 great organic ingredients. No fillers, no sweeteners. It would be impossible to blend this up for a better price, and their formula really works. This is the real thing for the great health you need. Try the Nutra Cafe, their great organic coffee infused with polysaccharides that boost the immune system. A truly healthy coffee that tastes great. And take it from me, folks, it really does taste great. Don't forget to try their other great products. Go to www.enerfood.com. That's www.enerfood.com. Or just click on their banner on Infowars.com for special pricing.
He's the T-Rex of political talk. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
Large portions of the U.S. population live in government housing. And they say you don't have a Second Amendment right if you do, but that's been overturned in court because we're fighting back against these bastards. And that's really the message here. We can beat them. So a government official with the housing authority has said that you're not allowed to own guns because you're poor, and that means you're stupid. That's like when the state of Texas asked the head psychiatrist in the state, advising the state, why does the state put over 2/3 of the kids in foster care on drugs? And he said, they have bad gene pools. It's just a quackery, made up reason. These are quacks. These are scam artists. Churches and cops team up for gun surrender, saying it's of the Lord, you turn your guns in. That's the churches on government payroll. All right, I want to take some calls for Watson, but Watson, continue getting into this amazing report I'm giving a lot of attention to because it's so important. A textbook, a policy review, a proposal for government, and here he is decades later, Obama's science czar, the guy he co-authored it with, advises Congress and President Bush, showing it's nonpartisan. And so all of this is going on. The right-wing media is trying to make it a partisan issue to distract, really. But there's a lot of other facets to the incredible system he calls for. A global government in eco-science, population, resources, and environment. It will carry all this out with a environmental police, which now they have in New York and San Francisco and many other areas. They're getting city environmental police running around harassing people.
Yeah, I mean, the other main shocking thing in it, after the proposal to sterilize people through the water supply, is under the subheadline involuntary fertility control on page 786, it says, quote, the development of a long-term sterilizing capsule that could be implanted under the skin and removed when pregnancy is desired opens additional possibilities for coercive fertility control. The capsule could be implanted at puberty and might be removable with official permission for a limited number of births. So he's talking about, by law, the government implanting a device in the body of young men and women at puberty.
And it says you go before a board of social workers, and then your babies are taken and raised by them.
Yeah, that's the other one. You have to prove that you're worthy of licensing for parenting is essentially what it is.
It doesn't matter that they're 5 to 7 times more likely to abuse children, that they're the scum parasite control freaks. I mean, let's put this scumbag up on screen. What is it about all these guys that they want to run our lives, but they can't run their own lives? I mean, they are just such trash.
The thing about it, Alex, is the biggest obstacle is people support their opinions. I read a response to a Daily Mail article about the Marie Stopes issue, and it was a woman reasonably outlining the need for government to breed humans like farmyard animals. And this was a woman who was trying to sound reasonable about it, and she was supported by the majority of other people that made these comments. Now, they've got a culturally imperialist mindset that, as he said, has been brainwashed into them. People need to get past their tribal racism and this class elitism and realize that this is not just targeted at brown people or welfare scum. They're putting it in municipal water supplies, for God's sakes. This is targeting everybody. Now, the whole overpopulation issue itself, we've proven that these people were completely wrong in their predictions. I've just read out the quotes from Holdren's co-author in that book. Now, you can have a debate about, is overpopulation a problem? The fact is, would you rather have an overpopulated but free society or a sparsely populated, hyper-fascist society where the government regulates every aspect of your personal life down to the level where they implant a device that prevents you from getting pregnant? Now,
well, I'll tell you what else is sick, Watson. There are commenters in your story at prisonplanet.com, your part 2, if folks want to find the first part, which is encyclopedic and very important for everybody to read. If the average American would get as knowledgeable about eugenics and the New World Order and the architecture that the elite have built on a planetary scale, what they've already done to us, their current operations and their future plans, if people were as knowledgeable about that as they were about football or baseball, we'd be in a free society. I mean, this is life and death. And they're in here commenting, saying, we're backwards idiots. We're for the welfare scum. You know, we've got to get rid of these people. Hey, dumb racist. You do that through education. You help these people. The Royal Commission on Population, the blueprint for all of this in 49 out of England, declassified in the 70s, states that they actually want to make the third world population swell. They want to get rid of their competition in the West and then call everybody off at the end. This isn't about the earth. It isn't about helping people. It isn't about tough love. And you are being shot up with the mercury and the cancer viruses. You are drinking the sterilants. You are being chemtrail sprayed because the White House science chief is announcing that as well. Don't you get it? Again, these are the sickos in the system that feel like they're part of the establishment. And you're not. You're not part of the establishment. I'm sorry, Watson. Go ahead.
Alex, the fact is about overpopulation, as the figures show, in Europe, in South Korea, in Thailand, places like that, if you modernize, if you improve living standards, population gradually levels out naturally of its own accord. Now, we know that's not going to happen in the third world because this global corporate slave system, needs its reservation. It needs its wage slaves to produce the crap that we consume for pennies on the dollar. That's why the third world's not allowed to develop. It's also not allowed to develop in the more remote areas because, and this is exposed in Durkin's excellent documentary, The Great Global Warming Swindle, third world countries are not being allowed to develop under the guise that they're going to increase their carbon footprint. Again, it all comes back to this. Global warming is hurting the environment in the long run because it's preventing us from having a good environment. It's preventing third world nations from developing, from becoming economically better off, from stabilizing their population.
But that's what
naturally.
The Royal Commission says. It says we're not going to let them have industrial capacity. We want them to have a people bomb to hold them down and eat up their resources so they don't challenge our hegemon. So it's all a global game of chess. And then once their populations bloom, then we'll use sterilization and disease and war to knock them out in the next phase. And then we're going to go and target our most intelligent here, break up the families in the West so no one can oppose them to the point of where only the elites can even talk. That's what Orwell wrote about because he'd actually worked at the BBC in propaganda. But that's what the elites talk about now. And Huxley talked about it. So did Bertrand Russell, about how the public wouldn't be able to talk. And Paul, a lot of the public now can't really talk unless it's kind of canned things they heard from TV. They've been chemically and psychologically through the educational system turned into like biological androids, and now they're using these biological androids. Me have police uniform. Me take you to camp. Me take your child. Me, And so they've got like brain damaged zombies. government, authority, official. And we're like, warn everyone, warn them quickly. And the enemy's like, you can't stop us. The planes are spraying and people are drinking goblets of water and, children all die of cancer. It is normal. I mean, where does it end, Watson?
How do we get through to these idiots who think that mass sterilization, forcibly aborting babies and planting implants by government decree in people at puberty is a sensible idea? How could any free-thinking, sane person advocate that? And the fact is this: in Britain, there are couples